Alright guys, welcome to another week in gaming. I am Adam Blue. As always, again, I use that joke again. Anyway, so this week was pretty big when it comes to news because E3. And not just any E3, but this is an E3 with a brand new console generation from 2 console makers. I guess you can count the Wii U, that was announced last year, but still, that's a big E3. And so there's a lot announced. So we had PS4. Well, let me start with the Xbox. I want to set this up. It's pretty funny. Get the Xbox One, $500. That's a lot. And then no used games. They haven't really detailed how that's going to work exactly, but also you need an internet connection. It might be, there's some countries you can't even use it. In Japan, they're not going to have the Xbox One for a while. And for those that don't have an internet connection, Don Matrix said, just play an Xbox 360. I don't know about that. I'm not too happy about that. It's very anti-consumer. There's got to be a bigger picture here, and what is it they're trying to do? I don't know, but it's not good. Then we come to the PS4. Sony's allowing used games. Anyone can play anyone's game. You can share them. There's no more online passes from Sony. EA said there wouldn't be any more online passes. Now, is that because they were hoping the manufacturers would then impose a pass? Or is this where they're changing their stance because they really felt it was anti-consumer? And let's bring up another point that whole big Twitter or social media campaign about the hashtag no PS4 DRM, it actually worked. There actually is no DRM, no always online, used games can be shared. And they announced the price point of the PS4 to be $400. $100 less than the 360, or I'm sorry, the Xbox One, and you can play used games. That's amazing. That really is. And speaking of the 360, it's still priced the same. There's a new 360. It's smaller, but it's still priced the same, and that's a lot. So this is crazy. It almost seems like Microsoft is pretty much digging their own grave, especially if it's not going to be in Japan for a while. Japanese devs that make cooler, smaller niche titles or just generally neat games are pretty much just going to be developing for the PS4 and the Wii U, which is actually good for the Wii U. There could be more developers like, well, we just might as well make this game on the Wii U. The 360 had a lot of awesome Japanese games, especially shmups, the genre I like. And now we might see that just all on the Wii U or the PS4. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy, it's blowing my mind. But the Xbox One did have really cool exclusives. We had Rise, Halo, and Titanfall, even though you can get Titanfall on PC. Rise looked incredible, though. I was very excited about it. Killer Instinct is another one. There's countless others. That is what I think the Xbox One has going for it, but in the end, the PS4 is the better value for a customer. I really think I'm going to go for a PS4. I'd like to have both. I'd like to be able to talk about both. We'll just see what happens when the time comes. And about that PS4 DRM whole social campaign that went on, there were a lot of people in the industry that was lashing out at people trying to make a change. I know Total Biscuit, that makes those cynical videos, he pretty much said we're wasting our time trying to make a change. We cannot make a change. And, well, there you have it. And pardon me, I think someone is doing repairs right outside my window here, so just bear with me. So anyway, they also had, he came onto Twitter and then he apologized. He said, I was wrong. That's really cool of him to stand up to say he was wrong. Now it's Ben Kuchera's turn, because he also was talking down to gamers thinking they could make a change of some kind. It's kind of disappointing, to be honest. Speaking of the Killer Instinct release on the Xbox One, during the revealing of it, they did have someone playing against someone else, and it was a man playing against a woman on stage. And at one point, the guy said, you know, something to the effect of, relax, it'll be over soon, because he was doing like a combo. Anyway, joke, not a big deal. I watched it, cool, whatever. Then Jonathan Blow makes a tweet saying how uncomfortable it is to have a woman on stage and say something like that to her. Something like that? What is that? And apparently he's implying that it was a rape joke, which is pretty sad and low to do. This guy had no intention of rape toward this woman, and now Jonathan Blow on Twitter publicly is implying this. Poor guy that was just there demonstrating the game. And a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon and agreed with Jonathan Blow. Others, like me, I even reached out to him and I said, I think it's wrong to accuse someone of something like that. I mean, I'm sure this guy's sad about it. And then he pretty much just said he didn't accuse anyone of anything, and why does everyone have to get all DEFCON 1? Well, a few things. If you weren't accusing him of that, what were you implying by saying, why would they say a joke like that to the woman? I mean, really, let's look at it here. Let's not... So anyway, so by speaking here, it's kind of my retort to him that it's what you're implying. Your game, Braid, was obviously about a monster, a man trying to go after a woman that was trying to get away from him. So we kind of see where you kind of are. That is kind of your dark thoughts. I mean, I just, and that's fine. I just think in the future, it's kind of wrong to accuse someone of that. And that's the whole point, like with the tropes versus women, is like accusing people of hatred thoughts that don't necessarily exist. So just something to think about. And yeah, you're a famed developer, so you know, who am I, right? Whatever. Okay, so that's it for the news, really. What I'm going to go to next is the comments that I had on my last video. I wanted to go through some of those. There's some real cool comments. First was from, and let me say, I am bad at names. I don't know what it is, but anytime I try to say a name, I butcher it. Okay. Okay. Spine Famful. I'm sorry if I'm destroying your name, but this is pretty good. Rise looks amazing, but one game not gonna make me buy a new console. And that's exactly how I feel. Rise does look amazing. It's almost like, I would say it's in my top favorite games I saw from E3. But can it make me buy the Xbox One after knowing it's gonna be $500 and no used games? I don't know, I might have to pass on that. Another one, okay, Black X Dragon 583. Sony put the smackdown on Microsoft. And notice the S in Microsoft is a $sign. That's pretty funny because I would say, yes, Sony did. Sony pretty much, with the used games and the price point, it's almost funny putting the $sign back in MS because of how expensive their system is. I mean, it's a good point. It's kind of going back to that mentality where back when the first Xbox came out, Sony fanboys were really against Microsoft, but I think it was unfounded. Nowadays, I think it makes sense. I really do think Microsoft is making a lot of poor decisions here. Okay, and the next one, this one is from Wu Vane, saying, yeah, I always worry about stuff when they talk about a part of the game being linked to an online server. There's already games where the online servers have been taken down, stopping people from not only playing online, but also earning an achievement, any achievements, trophies that would go along with the online server. There's a lot there that makes a lot of sense. So with this Xbox always having to be online, let's talk about the future. Let's talk about classic gaming as we do it now. Can we do that in the future? What if a game requires a server, the servers get shut down? This is going to be difficult to predict, to see what happens exactly. Now, I want you guys to go ahead and comment, and there's going to be a game we're going to be giving away this next time. It's going to be Dust and Elysian Tail on Steam. If you do want the Xbox Live version, you can request that, and I can get that for you. But Dust is an amazing game. I love it. One of my favorite of last year. I want everyone to play it. I think the developer, indie developer, he deserves the money. It's a really good game. So comment for this game. I want to know what you guys thought were your favorite games of E3. What was your favorite game of E3? And then the obvious question is PS4 or Xbox One. So to announce the winner, it will be John Eshelman, and I actually think I did that right. And if I didn't, let me know. Just go ahead and comment as the victor in this new video. Let everyone know you're the victor. You won a copy of Dead Island Riptide on Steam. Not Dead Rising, like I said last time, but Dead Island. And his comment, coincidentally enough, it had a good question. Nice video. Glad I saw this on CAG, which is Cheap Ass Gamer. What software do you use to edit your videos? By the way, thanks for the contest. Yeah, the software, Devin from Terrapixel, he's the editor of these videos. He had mentioned that he uses Final Cut Pro X, and he used to use 7. And it's amazing to see what he does using that software. It makes me, being a Windows guy, actually want to have a Mac, so I have it on hand, so I can do some editing, because it's great stuff. So anyway, that is it. That's the rules for next time. If you guys want to comment to win the game, and the winner, please comment on this video that you are the winner, and I can get that to you. But please subscribe to the channel, and also you can enjoy these other videos that are right beside me. They're not really, so it's imagination that I'm using right now. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys later.